All right, man. Look, good evening. How you guys doing? We are back again on this show this morning, and we are talking about the big news now. One of the big news for the Supreme Court is Clarence Thomas' wife, Virginia Thomas is her name. Yeah, Virginia Thomas. That's her name. During the January 6th riot at the Capitol building, there's information, text messages from Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows, he was the chief of staff, I think the chief of staff of Trump.
Okay.
And then Judge Thomas's wife texted Max Mello to tell him that the elections the elections were fraudulent and they should stand up for Trump. They should not allow Joe Biden to hijack the elections. So
Okay.
that bring about big uh they bring about a big argument in the media about her role.
Yeah.
But that's my thing here is I think this is a free country, right? Let me start the ball rolling. I think this is a free country.
Well, for the record, I have no clue what you're talking about. So this is
Okay.
actually something you got one up on me. You know your facts. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I don't have all of the facts, but I just want to look at it from a broader perspective, right?
Yeah, huh? Yeah, that's
I
why
want to
you
look at it from a
smiling. You're all
broader
happy. Like,
perspective.
yeah, I'm gonna smack you down this time. Okay.
No. What happened here is Mrs. Thomas is a Republican.
Okay.
Mr. Thomas, Supreme Court Judge Thomas, Clarence Thomas is a Republican.
Okay.
They have the right to. She had the right to express her reservation on the issue. So if she feel that the election was rigged and what have you, she has the right to express the issue her position on it. If she think that the election was fraudulent and
So
wanted them to overturn the elections, she
so
had the right to do that.
so
But I think my problem with it is she wants she wanted them to take the case to the Supreme Court for the Supreme Court to decide. And her husband is on the Supreme Court.
they
And
did. Well, they did tuck it and Supreme Court ruled it down
yeah, the Supreme Court
due to
rejected.
technicality of it, the play on words and stuff. They didn't word things correctly and stuff, and therefore, by legal standpoint, they cannot pull a ruling on it. They said that even the Supreme Court, they all said we should discuss this, but by legality of what they put down on paper and stuff, what they're going to the Supreme Court for did not fit the criteria with them to make they should not put the ruling in. So it does not bring up the it's how they word things that it does not bring up a way they word does not put up enough concern for it's Supreme Court should rule on it. It's not the top issue for them. They know that they should rule on it to put down what's going on, the legality of it. It just they didn't
They didn't word it right.
they didn't word it right enough where like the Texas sue what was it? What state? I think Minnesota I think it was or something of the so Texas was suing the outcome of the election
Yeah.
and stuff. On the premise that of that state did fraudulent on their election. Okay, basically, like now where Texas is suing, by example, Florida, for example, for how Florida and Texas, Florida does, each state does their election different.
Yeah.
By the Constitution, each state has a right to run their own
Elections.
do all federal and state election. They have say on how it's done. Like California, you don't have ID voting. You don't need ID to vote.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't need to prove ID who's voting, so anyone go in there and vote what they want. Here in Delaware, you need to show proof of ID to who you are when you cast your ballot.
Yeah.
So each state's different. So now the Supreme Court probably looked at it saying, why does Texas have say matter over Florida how they do things?
Yeah.
No merit at all. But they sort of put down that their outcome of these states, how they rigged their election, how they did their election affects the outcome of how our election results. They should have worked that way and stuff. They might look into it that way, but they're saying, well, they're cheating their way and they ain't doing anything else, and now they're probably looking at it saying, this is this state affair. It's not Texas affair. So why you have saying that state matter? It's none of your business.
But the whole point, I think the point that people are looking at, right, is this. I know she has a right to express a reservation on issues, on the political issues, right?
Was she out there rioting?
Yes, she was out there rioting. She was there.
Wait a minute, wait. So she was out there.
She was out there, but the whole thing.
Wait. She was there, actually there.
She was there, but
or she just sent messages. No. What?
She was there on January 6th, during the riot, but she didn't participate when it got to the point of going to the Capitol building. She did not go, according to her. She did not go to the Capitol building, but she was there during the riot.
So she was there when Trump gave his speech. Correct?
Yes, definitely. She was
correct. All right, for the record, she was there. Then she went somewhere else, and everyone marched to the Capitol
building and all those things. But what I'm saying is, I think what more people are saying is, as a Supreme Court judge wife, right?
Okay.
Don't give the appearance. You are not doing anything wrong. That's your constitutional right to go and demonstrate or to go and rally on something that you are passionate about. But you know from your own perspective that every lower court in this country that that Trump went to challenge the results, told them that the elections was free and fair and the results were valid. So you as a wife of the Supreme Court,
but you have to go through. You cannot. You cannot just go straight to the Supreme Court. Certain cases like Texas suing, that's a state official. Then Supreme Court would have say in the matter. You can't go to any state's lower court because they have no jurisdiction. So the Supreme Court does over that matter. But for each state official, he has to go. Everyone got to go through the trial, going to the lower courts, then keep going up the court system till you get to the Supreme Court. So he has to go through all that. So if he knows he's going there, okay, for example, if you go from here to our courts here and go through that, they're going to rule against it because all the judges here are liberal. So and they're against your point of view. So you go ahead and keep going up the court, then you go to the Supreme Court.
And finally you go to
so that's the difference though, is like you go to these states, the lower court rules depends on them because they get more political in their judges and everything else become political. Because the states nominate them and this and that, and stuff like that,
And now you got blue states
get nothing.
They're doing just
they get nothing. So I don't rely on lower courts and stuff like that. So that's why you go up the chain, and that's why people are like, oh, see, each court keep turning down. Oh, see, he's wrong. He's going to these states are nothing but one sided.
But that's the point. That's the issue that people have with Mrs. Thomas, right? Her husband is on the Supreme Court.
Is she okay?
Her husband is on the Supreme Court.
Okay,
right?
her husband,
and then
her husband's is a Supreme Court judge. Correct. Okay. Is she
texting?
Where does she work? Does she work?
I think she's a political consultant.
For who?
For the Republican Party or something she does.
Can you verify?
Yeah, I will check it up. I think she's a political
consultant. Because I have no clue. So if, for example, if she does nothing, like her husband works and she just stays home and do that, she's not a public figure, is she?
No, she's not. But the appearance...
She's not sworn in.
I think people are looking at the appearance of bias.
Bias to what, her or
to the system? If at all,
they don't like Thomas anyway.
If at all, the case are going to the Supreme Court.
They don't like Thomas
and
anyway.
She expressed.
Joe Biden never liked Thomas anyway. So they're gonna get they're probably gonna use it the reason and force him out. They're gonna try to force him out.
to try to force Joe Biden out.
No,
Don't tell us.
Thomas. So they get another a person in there. They're gonna try to use this to
this
force him
text,
out
this text
because
message, the
yeah,
text message is trying
they're
to.
probably gonna bring up charges on what grounds?
I don't think.
On what
I
grounds?
don't think.
She
I don't think he has nothing to do with it. That's her right to express a political reservation or issue. It has nothing to do with her husband. My own thing here is it just have a negative appearance on Thomas
but
when his wife
but the
is out there.
Democrats never liked him when he got nominated. When he got picked to be nominated, they never liked him. They the questions they asked him and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Especially Joe Biden. Oh my God! If you guys looking that, look that up. Look that up of his doing the questions of him, and you just go to an open mind, see how they really just too new one. Like they, oh my God, and and they don't like him. But he gets down to it, and he's my favorite judge out of all because he really gets down to the questions and he asks the legalities and
But
stuff.
most of the hearings, most of the Supreme Court hearing I listen to, I never hear even Clarence Thomas say anything. He always remains silent when they're doing the arguments and stuff like that. He doesn't say
No,
anything.
he does answer questions. You're looking to listen to him when he asks questions. He does ask
But
like
you think
real critical.
but you
And the thing is this: when can you listen to the oral arguments and stuff when they both cases come in and they plead the case to them, then they decide on it. But he doesn't favor neither side. He chew you out on your questionings, hit you with tough questions to get you off your toes. They see a lot of legal challenges. Then it comes the other side's turn to questionings, and he comes back and hit me with hard questions, and I'm like, you can actually listen to the arguments, and it'd be like both sides like fumbling because he hits them with true questions that both of them are hard to answer.
but you don't think I know you say you don't know the facts. And I must say I don't really know the facts. I'm only looking at it from the surface.
I don't
But
know nothing about it, so
you think that the Supreme Court wife, let's say the Supreme Court judge wife, you know, being at the rally on January 6th, election that even Republicans, judges and other people said was free and fair. You think his wife being
no, wait,
Texan?
wait. You didn't hear about the 2 months ago where they questioned about the midterms, right? Remember
The what?
the midterms.
The question Biden about that?
About the midterms because it's starting
Okay.
to show that it's starting to be another the red wave, whatever. For decades, each time a sitting president gets in, by the midterms, the other party takes over the House,
Mhm.
and therefore it's always been like that. So I'm not surprised he's going to
To Republican.
I won't be surprised by proving of history how things have been for decades. Each time a president gets in, do that. Because remember, Trump had it, the House, for 2 years. Then Nancy Pelosi became, Democrats
Speaker.
took over the midterms,
Yeah.
got over the House, and next thing you know, Biden basically, not Biden, Trump was struggling to work out deals with them because they refused to work with him. So it's always been proven like that. So anyway, when they question about the midterms, because it's starting to show that it's going to red, and it says, what happened if you lose? What, the Democrats are up by 5 seats in the House or something like that?
Very minimal.
It's basically done, and I think they said like close to 20 Democrats that are up for midterms or resigning. They're retiring. They're not even going to run for re-election.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 20 seats gone right there. If you can find a Democrat soon enough to get the votes they need for those districts and for those states. So if they don't and they get the Republican, that's 20 seats. That's 15 seats more Republicans got than Democrats. Then it'd be then basically the Democrats won't be the majority, they'd be the minority, and they would have a new speaker and stuff like that.
Yep.
So when they questioned him about it, and he said, if we lose the House and the Senate, well, it's not, it's a rig, it's not a fair election. It's not fair, like it's
I
stolen,
think you're being
stolen. No,
sarcastic.
no, no.
I
You
think you're
can
being
you can look it
sarcastic.
up.
You're being
You can look it
I
up.
think you're being
He did say that. He said
yeah.
it's a stolen election. Now the question is though, uh, they had to backtrack it. The White House only had to backtrack it, not him, because he got his staff to do it because he knew he's not there. So now they had to backtrack it because now they're saying if it's a rigged election for this midterms, but it was fair during when he ran against Trump, and it's the same policies. Nothing changed. Nothing changed out of them by his federal standards or anything else. So it's all legit the same election. So it's the same election when they did during the president to the midterms. Nothing's changed. So that's why they try to pass the HR1 to change it, and they never passed it. So try to make it federalized. That would go to the Supreme Court and they shoot word down because it's federalized election. No, you can't. Constitutional, you cannot federalize election. The state has the power, not the federal government. The states have the power to do the election, not the federal. So anyway, it's the same thing from here to here. Nothing changed, and they're saying it's a rigged election, but it's the same policy. It's the same procedures and everything else. So you say it's not fair during the midterms? It's not fair, but it was fair during the president. So
Well, but that's a different argument for another day. I'm
well,
saying
no,
that
no, you brought it up saying about the January 6th about the
yeah, the January
Republicans.
6th, yeah. I'm
So
saying
I brought it up because they're saying fair election because they say it's a fair election, but the other side it's not. And if it goes to the midterms and the other side saying no, it's not fair, we're gonna say it's fair. So anyway, she's entitled to say
yeah,
what
she's
she wants.
entitled to say what she wants, but at the same time, I think that
What charges to bring up to her?
the great
They say they don't bring up charges
no,
on
no,
her?
no, no. The committee that is investigating haven't said anything yet. I don't know what they're going to do. Maybe they're going to call her, to ask her some questions, what her intention was when she know that her husband is on the Supreme
Well,
Court.
the time comes for the question. I will call out for COVID. I had COVID. I see you in 2 weeks.
I think
That's how I would do if I gotta go to the committee and testify and stuff. That's just me because I just don't like the committee and all that. I don't care who's in charge or what. You gonna tell me come in there? You must come in. Oh, I'll be there. Yeah, no problem. Can't come in. I got COVID. Sorry.
So but I think it makes her husband look, a little bit, it makes her husband look a little bit bad because
bias for what?
No, not bad because
no bias, right?
No, he's not biased because the case is not before him yet. But it just the appearance that his wife.
They're saying going to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court got no jurors. They're just doing the committee and discuss what's going on and what happened January 6th. But they're trying to blame one side, but they're not looking at the other side. They found evidence that Nancy Pelosi refused.
Republican, we Republican,
they picked one side. But you gotta look at the other side. You gotta look at the whole picture. You look on one side. You gotta look at the whole picture.
Which whole picture?
They're looking at the people are rioting. They're rioting. Trump. Okay, the question is why they're rioting. Why they are rioting. Why it makes them feel like they want to riot. Why their voices not heard.
Because the president.
So
I think the president and even more high profile Republican was angry with Trump.
You can see the videos of them pulling suitcases underneath when everyone leaves. They start counting them over and over again. And even in the state itself, so one of the states, he goes, and one of them says that on my jobs, he goes, our constituents are asking us, they demand answers what's going on. They feel like it's stolen. We provide the questions. He asked him this. He goes, I'm supposed to, he goes, my church are demanding answers, want to know what's going on. I'm supposed to tell him what's going on. And he goes, after seeing this video, I don't know what to tell him. I don't know what to tell him. I feel like this is something we need to look into. And the whole state refused to look into it. They refused to look at it.
No, but the thing that
so anyway,
the whole thing that is, I think Trump planted a seed that is trying to damage the Republican Party. He planted a seed
We're
and tried
back
to,
on.
he tried to damage the Republican Party in the sense that
We're back. We're back. Okay, you going to Trump? Let's get back to why she sent a text message.
she sent a text message because she said the election was fraudulent.
Okay, why do you feel like it's fraudulent?
Because
And I'll give you the example. The suitcases, they brought suitcases out and counted when no one's around. By their state law, that state say you must have poll watchers there. You must have poll workers, everyone there present. Even the media, well, not the media, but they kicked everyone out. Once they kicked everyone out when no one's there, what, 6 of them stayed behind and start counting with no one else watching?
which you want to recount? Are you talking about a recount
No.
after elections?
The election.
No, that's not
The
true.
actual election when they kicked them out. There's a camera.
No,
Look at the
no.
So anyway,
I don't know which state is that, but I work at the
so
election.
anyway, so
I work at the polls in Delaware.
okay. This is
I work at the
Delaware.
polls.
Delaware.
No, it's just the same. It's just the same practice.
Okay.
In Delaware, you have because Delaware is a blue state. But then at the polls, every polls they got what they call the minority judge and the majority judge. The majority judge is a Democrat. The minority judge is a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
Every vote that is cast and is disputed, when somebody come out, go to the poll and I don't have an ID.
So
And my name is not on the register. Before they can even allow me to vote, the two of them will have to be there. They have to call the election office and make sure they verify that this person's name is on the roster, maybe because of so reason. He's not. If the minority judge said this guy can't vote because I'm not certified, he's not going to vote.
Okay.
So there are processes there.
So
After
now
the vote,
question is,
no. After the vote are tabulated, before they can put it in the bag that they got to lock it and carry it to the center office. The two judges will have to verify that these results are accurate. Compare them with the votes that have been cast and make sure it's complete and it's correct. Both of them will sign, and all the election workers will have to sign before they put that in the bag.
so wait a minute, you guys. So at a polling place, not a polling place, at a center where you guys cast the votes, you count them and everything else. You certify the votes, and you guys sign off on it.
We got to count on it.
You guys count it, or you just certify that these are the votes. This is what we counted out of the election.
Yeah,
and we just sent it to the poll office, the election office, and they counted there. Correct?
They're not going to count anything there, unless it's challenged because it's been counted by. You have the Republican, you have the Democrat.
So you guys counted, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys count as one, or you guys separate by the minority, the majority?
No, we're not counting like that. Because
No, I'm saying you guys separate the groups, or you count them as one whole.
What do you mean?
So if you count, so therefore I gotta stack the minorities and stack the majorities, Democrats and Republicans. Do you see the difference, right? So therefore I'm just gonna count it. You guys separate it before you count, or you just mix them up, count it together.
It's all kind of together, but it's separated because if you go to vote,
so they separate, correct?
You go to vote. You voting as.
So how they separate it? By name, by party, what?
By parties. So that means if I go to vote, right? If you go to vote, somebody say you want to say, okay, Conway is voting Democrat. Especially during the primary, they announce in your party. But during the elections, the real elections, they don't announce a party because people don't want to know. But some people can say, they are Republicans. Because when you go register, most people register as Democrat, as Republican. It's already there that you are Republican. So those votes are always verified at the polls. That is the vote happening. They are verified by the Republicans and the Democrats before they even go to the central office for tabulation. So there is nothing to say, they are cheating.
But tabulation. What do you mean? They tie up the votes, or?
Yeah, before the central office to tabulate the votes.
You know that was in hot water last election.
Which hot water?
The office, the election office
in Delaware.
Yeah.
What was the problem?
Because like you said, you guys tally up, and when they said who won, It was a lot shorter than what you guys counted.
It was a lot shorter.
Yeah. So
It was
they
a lot shorter.
yeah. They were challenging it because they came out because all the news about all these people recounting. They came out the local news. Cause I watched the local news come out. Oh, the office doing recount because of the numbers didn't match up. They explain why, and they're like they're going to do a recount, and automatically they found the numbers because they got caught. Trying to do stuff because everyone's questioning everything. So, and that's not the time to do something if everyone's questioning everything. You do everything by the book just to save you behind. But the question is uh, Kent and Sussex voting machines were the same, but different from Wilmington.
The women
Had different machines.
I don't know. I don't,
So yes,
I
it
don't
came
know.
out that they use different machines in Newcastle.
Did the different machine affect the results?
We don't know. It should be all the same, so therefore it's all
But those
legitimate.
are different
So
counties. Those are
so
different counties.
so,
Every county runs its own elections. You know
but the
that
whole
every county
state,
runs its own
is
elections.
doing an election, so
Yeah.
you should have all the machines. So now the question is this: is like for when I did it, it was all like a big giant screens, touch screen, all that, and it print out the card that it shows you card. Then it prints it out and it shows you results on the card. Then you hit submit.
Mhm.
Fine. Maybe up in Wilmington went back to the old machine when you had to press a button and it should punch a hole or some stuff.
The one we
'Cause-
used over here the last time was the
Yeah,
same one.
it was light up or whatever with
Yeah,
a piece of
just-
paper
just-
next. So we don't know. They use completely different machines. So we don't know it can change the
outcome
outcome
of the
of
result?
that because up north Newcastle is way more population wise, percentage wise than it is
That is
here
right,
in Sussex.
Sussex, yeah.
Because you going down Sussex and slow lower Delaware for a reason. There's got small towns, but it's nothing but backwoods. Up there is you got a town that is a city, basically. Then you go to city in Wilmington, it's so populated. So I mean, and now people are questioning about it. That when they're questioning about it, and the state says,
Yeah,
"Don't worry about it,"
Everybody's
and they're saying, "Don't worry about it for here," because they're like, "Why are you using different machines? Don't worry about it."
I think everybody is questioning because the president raised suspicion in the minds of people about the elections, the credibility of the elections. So as a result, everybody started questioning. But I think Republicans,
So that I mean, that's the reason.
high-profile Republicans,
Half.
all no high-profile Republicans all knew that the elections were fair, was fair, free and fair. Even down to
Really?
even down to the minority leader, he knew that the election was free and fair. That time he was a majority leader.
Well,
They all knew the election was free
see,
and fair.
see, the
And so
people
we don't want to plant the
wait,
seed or doubt in the
clarify.
mind of people.
clarify, okay? The politicians and their Democrats or Republicans, they never liked Trump. Especially Republicans, they never liked Trump. Okay? They when
No,
he
no.
when
No,
he
you
was
can't say
running.
that.
No, listen. He was running.
The minority leader was let's say
When he was running, when
was
he
one of
was
Trump's strongest supporter. He was one of
he has no choice because of this. When he was campaigning the first time, he had against Ted Cruz and all them. When during the Hillary crap, and all that, when Trump was running, they were saying they're going to take his points and give to Ted Cruz or any other candidate. So everyone was outraged about it, and they're saying basically, if you do that, you're not listening to us as a party. We want elect him as the face of the party. We want him because they spoke. Majority of the people of the party wanted Trump. And if they say no, we're gonna give it to him, give it to Ted Cruz, for example.
But Ted Cruz was a West candidate.
Well, I can't remember. I can't remember which. I'm
Yeah,
using I'm just giving an example.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, they're gonna give it to Ted Cruz, for example, because hey, we want him instead of Trump because we don't like Trump because he's not a politician. He's not a politician. So that's hurting the party as a democracy, as the Constitution of a republic of the people. We want him as the face. We voted. We want him, and they're like, no, we want this person. So they were going to do that, and people said, we're going to be out. We'll be done. We're not going to join your party no more and stuff. And no, we're showing that we had no choice. So now they had no choice but to back him up all the way, because if they go against him and all that, then you're not gonna get elected. You're gonna lose votes. You're done. You're done. And that's the thing.
So you think Clarence Thomas' wife, texting?
No. This is back 2016 election and stuff like that. And the same thing they did twice to Bernie Sanders. Twice. They did that, took his points, he gave to Hillary, and they her the nominee. And they did it again to Bernie, say, hey, we're going to take your points, give it to Joe Biden, because, we don't. And he's like, yeah, whatever, bends over and just takes it because he needs to do that. So,
well, that's the Democrats. That's the party.
That's the Democrat way of doing that. But
that's the two different parties. The Republican Party is different from the Democratic Party. The Republican Party,
because we're not sheep, because we're free thinkers.
Yeah, I understand. The Republican Party allowed newcomers, new people to come and take the party. They can go like Trump, but
they don't want new people. They want people part of the establishment.
The difference with the Democrats, I think the difference with the Democrats is, they don't want people who they believe, are newcomers to the party. Because for Bernie Sanders, I think they believe that Democrat Sanders have been independent and caucus with them. So if Bernie Sanders should go as a Democrat, they don't think that, it's something. So
he should go independent. He should go independent.
They believe that they're established. That's their own fight. But with a Republican, I think we make a mistake, a 40-minute mistake. We made a 40-minute mistake with Trump. I agree that Trump won the elections. I think it was a 40-minute mistake we made. We can't just allow somebody like Trump to just come in the party and hijack the party. Hijack the party.
He didn't hijack.
He did. Trump hijacked the party. And now at the end of the day,
what do you mean hijack? Because people
even a Republican.
Because, well, he was unaffiliated.
You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. We are like
but it doesn't matter what party you're in the right to flip flop any party you want. You're entitled to.
No, you have the right.
So, and he met the requirements, didn't he? Did he meet the requirements to run?
He does.
All right, what was it, 35?
He does.
All right, he was past that, and he was born in his U.S. citizen here in America, correct? Right?
It does.
Then he met the requirements.
He does.
So what do you mean he hijacked what?
He went there. We want people who came to the ring and fought of the party. You understand what I'm saying? Republicans should try to get people.
You speak to your constituents. You speak to your constituents. You don't listen to them. Schiff. Adam Schiff, right there, the big old shady Schiff over there. Went to him, went to his constituents. There's a video of there. They probably took it down by now, but he was going there the first impeachment for Trump. There's a video of him saying that we must. He was in there talking to his constituents. We must impeach him. We must impeach him. All of them yelling, "No, you lie! Do not impeach him! Do not impeach him! Do not impeach him! You lie! You lie!" And stuff. They're yelling at him, don't vote yes. And he did. He voted yay to impeach Trump. So like I say, so he's misrepresenting his constituents.
So you are just saying that Mrs. Thomas has the right to express a political view.
Yeah, you keep getting off topic with this stuff, man. You need to stop. I'm trying to get on topic. So she's entitled to her opinion.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
And she said some words that, they would deem to crucify, make her a martyr out of it. Basically, they're going to try to hang her dry to force Thomas to resign so Biden can
appoint another judge.
Another judge to offset and all that, because, they don't like that. And so I don't think have no grounds to.
No, they don't have any grounds against him.
He did nothing wrong. Because
he did nothing wrong. His wife texting,
I mean, you can text anyone you want. Yeah. You say radical things, but I mean, you can't tell them I'm gonna kill you. Then you can text them I'm gonna kill you. That is a threatening manner. So that's on different levels. But I mean, for this, I don't know what she texts though. So that's the problem though. Is it a legit text messages, or they decorate to choose the words to make her look bad.
What you
Because
mean?
remember though,
What you mean?
they make up stuff
No,
to make him look bad.
the subpoena,
Her phone
Meadows,
records.
Meadows phone record,
Okay.
Meadows, the chief of staff to Trump, and then they saw 29 messages from her
Okay.
to him, asking him to
Are they
stand up.
are they
That
naked pics?
no.
Yeah.
Action Meadows.
They were sexting. They
No,
were
no,
sexting.
no, nothing like that.
Oh,
Action Meadows that they should challenge the result because the election was fraudulent. That's all right. Why you think it makes your husband to look
I mean,
bad?
she said that,
And they
right?
want us to go to the Supreme Court and make her
Did
husband
she
to look bad.
stated we should go storm the Capitol?
No, she didn't say anything like that.
Did we say?
She said she was not there when they went to the Capitol, but she was there doing the rally. She didn't follow them to the Capitol building. She got cold feet when they went to the Capitol building.
No,
So
Lam didn't go to the Capitol. Lam
She
left
never-
after Trump
yeah,
speak. You know, after he spoke and stuff, the reports going to people like, oh, people marching to the Capitol. We're just leaving because you know we just heard him speak. Now we're just gonna go home and stuff, beat the traffic. So a lot of people left and stuff like that. So the what was it? So she might just went there to hear him speak and leave. So she didn't probably get cold feet. We don't know. She
Yeah, that's
probably
what she
just
said.
went there
She
and
said-
left. You said she got cold feet.
That's
No,
what
she
she
didn't
said.
have cold feet. He just up to her. She choose to not. But she said she didn't state we should storm the Capitol.
No, she
We
didn't.
did not. You know,
She wouldn't
everything
say they
else.
should challenge the result because the election was fraudulent.
To look into it.
She said the election was stolen. So that's why that's her position. I just think that she wanted them to go to the Supreme Court and she knows her husband is on the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court accepted the case, people would have looked at it. This text message now in retrospect.
But and
if
like
they are
I
who-
said,
if they are who against-
all of them agreed to saying we really should discuss this, but by legality of word of play, how you went up there and how you present to the Supreme Court, it was not enough justification for them to rule. Same thing with Texas. With Texas did it, and it was like, I can see why people are like, oh, they should take it. You know, like my father, like he said, oh, it's done when they rule in favor of Texas. I told, it's the other state's affair, it's not Texas' affair. By legality, no, it's different state how they do things. Texas did their election. Was it justified? Did they feel like it was stolen? No. Then Texas done. They had their fair election. You have Texas have no jurisdiction of Delaware's election. They have no jurisdiction or anything else. So that was thrown out. So a lot of people are upset about that. I think you gotta understand the legality of things. Yeah, it's different. A lot of things involved. Their job is to determine what's constitutional or not. Their job is not to change what is constitutional and stuff. Like I said, if they went to Texas said that look, they did some shady stuff in there. It does seem like it's not fair because if we do a fair election, 100% fair, and these states here rig theirs to have their candidate, it affects our outcome of our election of hoping my students who wants to win or not, who wants to represent them as a nation. Then I mean, they could put more legal terms. I dummy down for you and me and stuff because we don't speak legal terms as much. They could put the legal terms in that and phrase the words enough to catch their eye, and they might say, "All right, we're gonna pick it up because we gotta see about it." I mean, if 10 states did their election fair, 10 out of 50 did their fair election, and 40 just rigged their election whatever they want to be one-sided. I mean, it misfranchised the other 10 states, and they feel like it was not justified. It's not a fair election to them. So they should have worded differently and stuff like that. But it's all play on words. But the Supreme Court can see what was going on, and they see the videos of the suitcases and stuff, and they see how the politicians were acting when people question them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. I got a question about the. Don't worry about it. So the Supreme Court could see what was going on, and they probably felt like they could rule on it if they wanted to, but they're not doing their job. Like they're playing party politics, and that's not their job.
Okay, we hope that I hope that this particular situation about Mrs. Thomas text
I
messages.
have no clue what you're talking about. So
I hope.
I gotta look into it. So, but you try to give me some zingers in there, and I stood my ground the best way I
So
can without knowing the information. But I just hope it pans out nothing because But I
I
can
just
tell
think
you,
it's not
you can't.
the appearance is just not good for her husband. You know,
You think they're gonna try to force him out?
no, they're not going to try to force him out.
Do
No,
you think they're not gonna put
no,
pressure on him?
no, they're not going to.
I bet you they're gonna try to put pressure on him, saying you don't resign, your wife's gonna get locked up.
You think the committee going to do that? The committee investigating 9/11, and that's it. The January 6th going to do that? I don't think they're going to do that because husband.
But they're not locking anyone else up,
they,
but they're gonna lock her up. Yeah.
No.
Why not?
She has that. She has expressing her own free will on issues like everybody else, and he's not involved in any way. There is no evidence that he has anything to do with
Now
it.
the question though is this: let's say for food for thought, they did lock her up. She's in jail and she's appealing through the courts, and they keep denying. She goes to the Supreme Court. Now it's conflict of interest because it's his wife, correct? If it comes to the 9 judges right now about his wife, about whatever, and they rule if she's her rights or her rights were not violated, stuff like that. Where the outcome would be she'd be able, for example, to get out of jail because whatever they did violated her rights, whatever. She's in prison, false imprisonment.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a conflict of interest? Because that's his wife, and he has the final judge.
Well, it depends on him, and
Depends.
It depends on him, but I think technically, if it comes to that thing, I think he will have to recuse himself.
Then it'd be 8-8, 4-4 split. Because if that's
that's
the point.
It's going to be 4-4 split.
There's 9.
Yeah, but
okay,
it could be 5-3.
You get rid of one that's 8.
It could be 5-3.
I understand, but that's the reason why you get the 9th person, so therefore it won't be 4-4.
I think they need
for
to have,
reason.
They need to have 10 or they have 8 or 6, so we can have 4-2 instead of
8 and 6 is still be break up even if it's split down the middle. That's the point of having the odd numbers. So therefore, 8 can be the tiebreaker. So therefore, both sides can't be 4. Both sides can be 4. Then you got one person to break the tie, the one more judge who has say, and it can be either or.
But 5-4.
But if it's 10-10, it's 5-5. Then we go from there.
5-4, so it doesn't just make sense because it's still a small margin. It's still a little margin. 1. Make it 8 or make it 10. Let it be 6-4. Okay, yeah, 2 or 3. You know what I mean?
2 or 3 judges. That's it.
No, if it's 5 and you have 6 against 4, at least it's 2 more in favor or against. But 4 and 4, I said 5 and 4.
6 against 4. You mean 10?
Yeah.
But I'm just telling you, the odds of splitting down the middle, okay? 8-8, 10-10, 3-3 doesn't matter. It's an even number. When it's split down the middle, what do you do from there?
Then the lower court decision should stay.
It should stay or it should go.
No,
then you're stuck in limbo. That's the reason why you had the odd number. So therefore, they have the final say in the matter once they give. So that's why. Because once they get up to them, it is done. They have the final say in the matter. They have more power than the president of the United States in laws and stuff. They can overturn laws just like that. Once the House, the Senate, and the president sign something into law and people sue against it, protest about it, it goes all the way to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court look at it and say that's unconstitutional law. Yeah. That law is mute. It is done. Yeah. So therefore, for example, let's say they passed the law. Prime example, they passed the law of this House, Senate, and the President signing a law that the police, law enforcement should go to your house without a warrant. They just come in your house without a warrant. Well, no, but for your firearms. They come in your house, we don't need a warrant, just come in and come in your house without a warrant to take your firearms. For no-knock warrants, okay? So they don't need a warrant, okay? And they soon have to sign into law and stuff, right? Cops coming in here all the time. Here, I'm here, just take your guns, because, Or better yet, you have no guns, but I don't need a warrant. I think you had a gun. I'm coming to your house because I think you have a firearm because I don't know. I'm just doing a wellness check. Make sure you're all right. Stuff like that. So now words, all that shit goes all that goes up to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court look at it, and they rule 9-0. It's unconstitutional. Guess what? Shoot, another cop comes in there, right? Next day, after they rule it's unconstitutional, cop comes to my house without a warrant and stuff. I use lethal force because he's trespassing and he has a firearm, his side holster and all that. I don't know why he's in there. Why he bust? He's coming to my house. He's not welcome and stuff. I'm defending my house, my life, fear for my life, because he's coming to my house with a weapon and stuff, right? And they're gonna say, well, we allowed in there because we don't need a warrant and all that. Supreme Court just ruled it's unconstitutional. So therefore, you're a criminal for breaking in my house, and you got injured and you got shot because you broke into my house, unannounced with a weapon. Even though you still coming in with a weapon. I don't know you, and you don't know me. I feel threatened. I'm gonna defend myself. So stuff like that. I'm not saying the cops gonna come here anytime. If they come in, I'm gonna say no. There's just certain things. Certain criteria stuff with like I'm coming out of the shower, whatever, and the cops there at my fucking door. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? I'm just doing a wellness check. I'm just making sure you got any firearms. None of your damn business. So, and prime example, Biden tried to pass that, and guess what? 9-0, they rule it's unconstitutional because it violates the Fourth Amendment. Unwanted search and seizures. Look it up, people. He did. He tried to ask the Supreme Court to allow cops to do that.
All right, gentlemen, look, you are watching the Marvel Point of View on YouTube. We are very happy to have you as our viewers and our subscribers. Please subscribe to our channel. I know we'll go over our allotted time today. We'll see you guys next week. If you have any questions, comments, and stuff like that, get back to us. We have our number back there. Text us and we'll get back to you. Do you have any final words for our viewers today?
I love hate mail. Send me all the hate mail out there. There's a lot of people that don't like me from my point of view. It's the truth, but it's my view.
Everybody likes you. You are the kind of guys that people like on the
Well, I'm the crazy guy? The crazy white guy?
No, you're not the crazy white guy. You say what you say what you think. You don't sugarcoat it.
Well, because I'm an American. That's what you do. I say how it is. I don't care.
Have a good day. We'll see you next week. Bye.
And God bless.